Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. Yeah, I just made the market bell. Welcome to another market open stream. Today, let's talk about what's going on with Michael Saylor. Why is he giving away free Bitcoin? Also, the EU proposes some strict KYC laws and liquidity requirements. So what's that about? And how is the market going to do today? Let's look at all of these things and more. So let's get started. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com and make sure you follow my other channels as well. Good morning, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw in the comment, Gensler is now declaring Michael Saylor security. That sums it up. Yeah, right now it's looking like the U.S. wants to give away some of the gains. Yesterday, the Dow went up almost 900 points. NASDAQ almost 400 points. Right now, it's looking like it wants to give a little bit of that back. But we'll see. You know, we have seen days like this where a sudden reversal just happens. And I guess we'll see. But there are a few economic stuff that came out this morning that may explain why we're going down again, because last few days, a lot of people been focusing on the Fed pivot, thinking that Jerome Powell is going to be less hawkish going forward, right? So yesterday we had some economic data that showed the job markets, the job openings, I should say, decreased, right? And today, to go along with that, you can see businesses added 208 jobs, better than expected. See, unfortunately, we're still in a situation where good economic news equals markets selling off, and bad economic news leads to markets rallying, as long as it's not too bad, right? So yesterday, it was reported that the job openings have decreased, which indicates that demand is going down. Yet, today, it's reported that business added more jobs than expected. So that means unemployment is probably going to go down, which means the economy is still strong. And that means Powell has a lot more work to do in terms of curbing demand, right? So again, it's like, this is good news. This is what we really want to see. Normally speaking, in a normal environment, you want to see good economic data, right? Showing the strength of America. But unfortunately, people are so afraid of Powell. Good economic data like this is actually bad for markets, at least. All right, so yeah, there's that. And then mortgage applications plummet 14%, and Hurricane Ian crushes demand. So yeah, this is kind of expected. And it's an unfortunate situation, but the good thing is a lot of people still have their mortgage locked in at like 2.75, 3%, and they're not worrying about higher interest rates at this point. The DXY is heading up a little bit today. Unfortunately, yesterday it dropped to about 110. Now it's going up to 111. DXY seems to move in mysterious ways sometimes. Sometimes it just skyrockets. Sometimes it comes down. It also depends on the treasury yields, also depends on foreign currencies. There's a lot of things going on right now, but we don't want to see this go back up to 114, 115. That would not be good. So let's see what happens. All right, so with that out of the way, what else is going on? Well, I saw this. This is pretty big. For those of you guys that are living in Europe, the EU seals text of landmark crypto law, MiCA. Okay, and what this is really all about is this is a new law that is still being talked about, but I think next up they're going to get Parliament to approve. So this really looks at two things, wallets and stablecoins. Stablecoins, basically they don't want another Terra and Terra UST to happen, so they're going to put some strict liquidity requirements to stablecoins so that people that are issuing stablecoins, they actually have the cash to back it up. So most likely, algorithmic stablecoins will probably be not allowed. So most likely they're going to allow crypto companies, crypto projects to issue stablecoins if they have the cash on hand. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, though, the more controversial one, I guess, part of this new law is KYC requirements for wallet makers. Bitcoin and crypto wallet makers may have to collect KYC information from users to hand over. So that is controversial. Although, after reading a couple of these articles, some people say it's mandatory. Some people say that's still up in the air, so we don't know if that's the case. Hopefully, it's not, right? And even if so, then that just means all wallet makers will just move out of Europe, because that's a huge drawback to force people to enter the KYC information simply just for downloading a wallet, not even trying to buy on an exchange, but to just even download a wallet, right? So I don't really think it's going to work out. And also, I forgot, part of this is also monitoring exchanges as well, and possibly forcing exchanges to do KYC, which is not a surprise because it's already happening. The U.S.-based exchanges already forces KYC. A lot of other exchanges overseas, like in South Korea and Japan, they force KYC. So that part is not a surprise. But the wallet maker, that is, right? So we'll see. This has not been officially approved yet. They're just moving forward. And like I said, it seems like they're going to push this to Parliament to have a further vote. So, yeah, I don't know. I think some parts of this make sense. Other parts, like I said, about the wallet doesn't make sense. I guess we'll see what they come up with. All right. Now, what else is going on? Well, you got a lot of other stuff. How about the Michael Saylor giveaway? And no, it's not one of those YouTube giveaways, those scam giveaways where they play an interview and then they say, okay, send me some ETH and I'll send you some back. I think those are still being run. But so yeah, this is actually official unless someone hacked this account. So Eric Wall actually did a poll asking people if they think Michael Saylor has made more than 3 Lightning transactions in his lifetime. And somehow Michael Saylor either got offended by this or just wants to liven things up, responded saying, yes, he has. And he's going to make 3 more transactions of 1 million sats each to 3 posters that basically creates memes and responds to this. So if you want to win 1 million sats, well, go ahead and respond with your favorite meme. Although, I was looking up, 1 million sats equals 0.01 Bitcoin. So you're getting about, like right now at 20,000, that would be like $200 worth of Bitcoin. That's not bad. That's not bad. It would be more interesting if he said one Bitcoin to 3 posters. That would be insane. That would be the most replied to thread in history of Twitter if that happens. But anyway, it's just something lighthearted in case you guys want to get your mind off of things. Go ahead and respond with your best meme. All right. Outside of that, what about Bitcoin itself? Well, Bitcoin, at least Bitcoin whales, are accumulating like mad right now. Okay, so this is from Sentiment measuring Tether whales and measuring Bitcoin whales. And, oh, sorry, my camera is cutting it off, but you could see there's a direct correlation where Tether supply is coming down while Bitcoin is going up. So that's what the whales are doing right now. The whales are accumulating. So that's really what's happening. It's no surprise. I've covered this so many times. There's these whales, these giant institutions, these banks, they misdirect. They tell you one thing and they do another, right? And it may make you think that Bitcoin is going down further while they're buying up behind the scenes via OTC. I mean, there's a lot of things happening right now, but one thing's for certain, markets around the world, at least their financial markets, are in chaos right now. And more people are learning about Bitcoin, and it's still early, and one day, it could be the world's, what do you say, reserve currency? Maybe one day, because of all the distrust that's accumulating among people worldwide, right? So it's going to happen eventually. We're going to have more and more and more people turn to Bitcoin in the billions. But right now, no. And that's why it's early. But the whales, they tend to get in early. So don't let the whales eat up all the Bitcoins out there. All right, and then what else is there? This is positive. The total hash rate for Bitcoin, I know it's cut off, but yeah, if you can see the right-hand side, it's like skyrocketing right now, all-time high. So miners are still very bullish on Bitcoin. And this one also measures, this is, let's see, I gotta get rid of this. Again, this is a MVRV Z Score. I hate names like this, but basically just know that it's measuring oversold values versus overbought values. And you look at all the previous times Bitcoin has hovered in that green oversold territory, and you know, you'll come to the conclusion it's a pretty darn good time to be buying Bitcoin whenever it hits that territory. And guess where it is right now? Yeah, in that territory. All right, last two things. Coinbase incorporates in Australia. So those of you guys in Australia, you'll be able to use Coinbase soon, although I don't know. I've been getting less bullish on Coinbase recently, simply because they're being out-innovated by others, especially like Binance, just really taking over their territories, even in the U.S. So, but you know, Coinbase still has a few tricks up its sleeve, so let's see what they can do. And lastly, Kwon just can't stay out of Twitter. At this point, I don't know why he just doesn't realize it's just better to stay quiet. So again, he's tweeting out saying that people are spreading false rumors. He didn't try to cash out. He doesn't even use KuCoin or OKX. And then he goes off on a tangent saying, well, whoever did cash out maybe trying to use that funds to prosecute an opposing candidate for the presidential election, or put half the country's living former presidents in jail, and blah 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 blah. And you know what? He opened up comments too, so you could actually comment on the tweets again. He had that turned off for a long time, or maybe he forgot to turn it off. But I mean, at this point, I don't know why. What's the motivation for tweeting at all? Right? Like, I don't know. Again, I think Kwon is having a mental breakdown because he's probably very, very alone right now. Very alone. But, you know, tweeting on Twitter is not going to solve that loneliness. So, all right. Let's see. Dow's minus 260. Not good. Bitcoin, a little bit under 20,000, 19.9. Unfortunately, Bitcoin's being pulled down. The entire market cap is pulled down slightly, 0.91% down. Not too bad, but we'll see. All right, guys, let's do some Q&A. All right, scrolling up here. Let's see if I missed anything good. Vincent said, we need DXY to keep going on. More prosperity for Americans and better buy opportunity for investors. Yeah, except it's going to crush everything. You know, the world, I don't know, the trade between countries is very dependent on currency stabilization. And when you have one country like the U.S. and its dollar going sky high and everything else is dropping, it's going to hurt everyone, and it's going to hurt how much we could export too, because the dollar is so strong, right? So you don't want a huge mismatch where we're only importing but not exporting. That would also be bad because then the U.S. makes less money. The companies that are dependent on foreign trade will suffer. So it's not that simple. It's not that simple. Trust Wallet is good. Jazz says it is. I've been using Trust Wallet for some time now. It's pretty rock solid. Let's see. No one likes Coinbase fees. I guess that's true. Coinbase does charge a lot of fees. Zigzag, why are you so bullish and markets trend down for past year? Because I've been in this game longer than 1 year, and I've been in worse situations. And I've learned from those mistakes, and I realized that, yeah, Bitcoin goes through up and downs. There's cycles, but it always comes back stronger. And we're way stronger now than the previous cycle. So it's not time to be bearish and getting out. You're just go do yourself a disservice. What will happen if EU dissolves? I have no idea. I have no idea. That's probably something that's not on the table. I think that'd probably be pretty disastrous at this point. I can't answer that. Oh, that's pretty funny. I'm my hero. What are your thoughts on why CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko have different market caps? It just depends. I think all these coins, they have to report, their circulating supply and total supply to these index guys, I guess. And sometimes they report differently. I think sometimes they try to find out themselves with a new coin listing, and there's different sources, whatever. They're close enough. It's not like they're really that off from each other. Zigzag, there's no disservice, man. Okay? There's no disservice. Keep your opinion to yourself. If you think you could do better, go do better. But don't try to spread FUD here towards me. George, you should wait to buy a secondhand car now. That prices might come down because of recession. Well, yeah, but I'm not looking for a secondhand car. What makes you think I'm looking for a secondhand car right now? I placed a lot of orders, all new cars, and they don't seem like they're gonna be delivered anytime soon. But the ones I've ordered are all like MSRP, so I'm not paying over for them. It's the reason why I haven't bought any cars recently. It's because I don't want to pay over MSRP. I'm waiting for it to come down. The whole market, that is. I wouldn't buy anything made after 2022. Why? You think the quality has suffered or something? A lot of the cars are just sitting. I've seen videos where cars, like thousands of cars, are just sitting in lots, like just there collecting dust because they're already made. They just don't have the chips to operate them. So it's unfortunate. I don't know what they're going to do with all those cars. Like, they probably produce millions of cars just sitting in lots right now in 2022. Are they all going to be rebranded as 2023 cars? Like, you can't just have a flood of 2022 cars come out in 2023. So I don't know what they're going to do. I believe we're near bottom. Wait, John says, I believe we are near or at bottom of the bear market. Right now is the best time to start buying into the blue chips in crypto. Yeah, we've been there for quite some time. I mean, ever since we hit 17K, then we kind of like hover between 17 and 20, and we're still stuck there, right? This reminds me of what happened in 2018. The same thing happened. When we fell down to 3,000, we stood between 3 to 5,000 for many, many months, and it just seemed like nothing was going to happen until we recovered. You know, it's always like that. You can't call a true bottom until enough time has passed, and then we know, okay, like that was the bottom, right? Like no one can make that call 100% until we're like well past it. So, but during that iffy period, there'll be a lot of people that do not believe, that will continue to say things will go down, and they just miss out. I mean, that's just the bottom line. VI Jokers. I'm a beginner. What crypto would you advise the dollar cost average? If you're a beginner, then go with Bitcoin. As simple as that. You don't have to think about any crypto. Just go with Bitcoin. Let's see. Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 39. Okay, I have no idea. No idea. I only follow Jordans. I have no idea. I went to buy a Kia Sorento, 40K, 6 to 700 a month. Crazy. It's just a winter car extending my lease. I mean, cars overall are just expensive. Every model, every year actually. Because I you know, when I create my videos, I look at the pricing. Even the car is identical from year to year. They up the price between $300 to $1,000 every year. So you figure even within the same model, you know, generally speaking, a model sticks around for 4 to 5 years. So even within that life cycle, the car has gotten more expensive by at least like $3,000 to $5,000, right? So you're talking about like a RAV4 that started out being like a $20,000 car when it first came out. Now you're talking about RAV4s pushing into the 40s now. If you're getting a RAV4 Prime, you're pushing 50 now, right? It's crazy how expensive cars gotten, but you know what? That's just how it is. What are your thoughts on Coinbase Wallet? Is it a better option than Ledger? It's not a better option than Ledger. It's more convenient. Coinbase Wallet is just the same. It's basically the same as Trust Wallet, but it's mostly for just Ethereum, ERC20 tokens. So it's a non-custodial wallet. I guess their edge is if you are a Coinbase user, you can connect to Coinbase and transfer your crypto to it very easily. But you don't have to be a Coinbase user to use it. It's a non-custodial wallet. It's great. It has a dApp marketplace, so you can go on OpenSea or you can go to like Uniswap. You could go to your DEXs, you know, straight within. So it's pretty nice, but it's not a hardware wallet. It's a mobile wallet, so it's not technically a cold wallet because there's internet connection there. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. GLC 2022 or wait for 2023. I don't know if the GLC 2023 is being remodeled. I mean, not remodeled. Sorry, I'm thinking about houses right now. If it's not, I meant if it's going to be refreshed or completely redesigned. I don't know. The GLC is pretty good. I have driven a GLC before. It's a nice little SUV. How does the U.S. dollar index affect stocks and crypto markets? Well, it's a phenomenon that has always happened. Whenever the DXY goes up, markets go down. And whenever the DXY goes down, markets go up. And I think the phenomenon occurs is because when the DXY is going up, that means the dollar is getting stronger. That means a lot of people are putting their money straight into dollars or into treasury notes because they're going to earn that yield. And plus, they're making money from exchanging other currencies into the dollar. For example, like the euro or the pound or something like that. But when the DXY goes down, when the dollar loses strength, then a lot of investors pull their money out and they want to put into other things, riskier assets, I guess, risk-on assets. So that's why the money flows into stocks and crypto. And it makes sense if you think about it. I use Trust Wallet and MetaMask. Trust Wallet is great. MetaMask is great too, but MetaMask is not 100% decentralized. Let's just put it that way. MetaMask has frozen certain addresses from certain countries that the U.S. deems as bad. So even though MetaMask does give you the ability to, store your own private key, they have their own recovery process, but it's not 100% decentralized. Just know that. But in terms of a browser-based wallet, there's not much that can compete. As for cold wallets, if you have crypto that you really don't want to touch, you're not going to trade it or sell it, then putting a cold wallet is definitely the best solution. Impact to markets if Ukraine war escalates. Of course, it's not going to be good. War is not good. War has caused a lot of disruptions already in Europe. Energy prices have skyrocketed in Europe. World trade has been obviously affected. A lot of American businesses pulled out of Russia, affected by that as well. I mean, the war is not good. So if it escalates, of course, it's not good, right? So hopefully it doesn't escalate. Hopefully we could see a conclusion to that sooner than later. Let's see. Markets are coming back. I mean, there's a good chance. That Fed pivot rally, I don't think it was just for 2 days. So if traders and Wall Street really believe that the Fed is going to pivot, we're going to continue to see some good gains this month. That's for sure. All right, guys. Overall, today's starting out red, but could turn green. Give it a chance. DXY went up slightly. But today, of course, the big news is out of EU, this new law. It's not set in stone yet. It's going to add a little bit more regulations to wallets, to exchanges, to stable coins. We'll see where that goes. But also, Michael Saylor's giving out some free Bitcoin. So if you want to get some, go follow him on Twitter. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, and have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.